Okay, we're live now. Um, Gee, I just spent about 10 minutes talking and didn't realize that I hadn't started the broadcast yet. Oh dear. Anyway, I closed the window because the cars were making too much noise. And I have my Stella. So anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about 2014. This is a catch-up after a long fallow period. So it's now January 21, 2015, and the last video I think that I put up on the site was February 2014. So it's been just on a year. 2014 has been a difficult year for me personally because of the issues surrounding my mother's dementia, and so it sort of started in March, and when we saw the geriatrician, and the geriatrician suggested to my mother that she go into nursing home, and you know, it took 9 months of discussion. The problem with someone who's got dementia, of course, is that you know, they forget. So you can have a long conversation with someone on the Monday, and everybody agrees, and everyone's on the same page, and certain things have been discussed, and certain things have been agreed on, and everyone's happy. That's on the Monday, but come Tuesday, you introduce the subject again, and none of that discussion has been remembered. So, you know, the person with dementia reverts back to their position, which is their default position, which is, I don't think I need to go into a nursing home yet. And so getting beyond that took a long time, and it really took most of 2014 to get beyond that. It's a big decision to place someone in a nursing home. It's not something that you do lightly. And anyway, if I look back at the year in writing, you know, in January and February, I've got a few poems that I wrote, and then there's 2 lines on 16 March 2014, and then nothing after that. So yeah, it sort of started in March, and those 2 lines in 16 March go like this: what do you do with a heart that's breaking? I was not ready for love the first time. But nothing came after that. The poem was unfinished, and it's not just the poetry. It's the blog as well. You know, the blog in 2014, there's 16 posts. Sorry, 64 posts, and the previous worst year before that was 2011 with 82 posts, and so 2014, you know, there's it sort of starts okay. In January there's 24 posts, and February there's 16, then it goes down to 2 in March, 5 in June, 6 in July, then there's a jump till October. So, you know, some months didn't get any posts at all in 2014, and it wasn't until I started in the middle of November to write about the process of moving mum into a nursing home and moving back to Sydney that the publication rate picks up again. And so 2014 was a really definitely fallow, I'd call it a fallow time, a difficult time for me personally, and not a very productive time in my life, with very few poems written in 2014, and a very small number of posts on the blog. Of course, the blog is now in its 10th year. I started the blog on 22nd of January 2006, and today's 21st of January 2015, so that's 10 years. We're in the 10th year now of publishing on the blog, and I think a lot of things have changed in that time, for the better, definitely. I certainly am happy with the way things have gone. As for the poetry and Patreon, well, of course, I'd like to have more subscribers, more people who want to pledge money for new poems that get put up there. But of course, the problem is I just haven't been putting anything up there, and the reason for that is that nothing's gotten written in that year. So anyway, I want to go back to Giants, which is a poem that is already up on Patreon, and it's a poem that I wrote on 24 January 2014. And I just want to read this poem out because it's about the weather, and you know, the weather is a really it's a really different thing. It's a really visible thing in your life when you live up here on the coast, because southeast Queensland has weather that's so different from the weather in other places that I've lived, like Sydney, where I grew up, or Tokyo, where I lived for 9 years. The weather in Sydney, in southeast Queensland, can sometimes seem to be extra human, beyond human, and or extraterrestrial. And so I've introduced this theme of sort of mythological gods or mythological creatures who sort of play with the world as if it's something that they control. So it's called Giants. Serried reefs of foamy water vapor, imbricated as giant banks of cloud, conspire with Sol in his noontime ardor to soak to the skin anyone abroad, though it rained only briefly at the dawn, when the light show seemed to utter cool tidings, and the shark grey sky idled on anemone rails and sleepers of pearl. Stroking its tentacles on the nacre, Aeolus from the stratosphere stares down on the veil of sweat like any author on protagonists in her creation, and values heavy weather like a peen. They're cutting the grass of the bowling green. Anyway, that's the poem. I really like it. There's something about it. There's something about the marine metaphors in the second quatrain. The shark grey sky, the anemone rails, the slippers of pearl. There's something about the nacre, which is the coating on that you get on some seashells. It's this glossy sort of pearlescent coating, which is coating the inside of the shell to protect the organism inside. The nacre is another marine element in the poem, and it's so moist and it's so wet and it's so hot, and it's like this organism, this living organism that has a life beyond the human scale. So I thought I'd read that out, and I'll end up now, but hopefully we'll get more videos this year, and hopefully we'll be able to continue the conversation after I get up my new website design. The new website design is coming together. It's been partly paid for. It's been planned and designed. There's just a few little details that have to be sort of sorted out, and I'm hoping that that new design is going to enhance the conversation and help people to get to improve the access that they have to the material, but also to provide income for me. So there's Patreon where you can subscribe to poems, and there will be a paywall on the website in the future. So anyway, good luck, and stay well, and be good. Bye.